Dialectical materialism. Marx applied dialectics to his materialist analysis of history. Dialectical materialism is a theoretical framework that was developed by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in the mid-19th century. This philosophy combines the principles of dialectics, which is the study of change and the way it occurs in the world, with materialism, which asserts that the material world is the primary reality. Marx applied dialectics to his materialist analysis of history, providing a framework for understanding how societies change over time. This article will explore the key concepts of dialectical materialism, its historical context, and its role in Marxist theory and practice. Furthermore, it will assess critiques and debates surrounding this framework and examine its contemporary applications. Understanding dialectics in materialism. What is dialectics? Dialectics is a philosophical method that involves examining the relationship between contradictions and the way they evolve. The process of dialectical change involves the synthesis of opposing ideas, which results in a new idea that combines the best aspects of each. Dialectics is also concerned with the development of material conditions and ideas, and how they relate to one another over time. What is materialism? Materialism is a philosophical approach that emphasizes the importance of economic and social conditions in shaping human behavior and the course of history. Materialists view history as the result of class struggles and economic forces that are shaped by material conditions and the distribution of resources. Dialectics versus non-dialectics. Dialectics is a method of analysis that acknowledges the existence of contradictions and seeks to reconcile them by synthesizing opposing ideas. Non-dialectical approaches tend to reject the existence of contradictions and view phenomena as static and unchanging. Dialectical materialism, therefore, is a method of analysis that emphasizes the role of contradictions in social and historical change. The historical context of Marx's materialist analysis. Marx's life and work. Karl Marx was a German philosopher, economist, and social theorist who lived from 1818 to 1883. He is best known for his critique of capitalism and his ideas about the role of economic and social conditions in shaping history. Marx's work, including his famous book, Das Kapital, has had a profound impact on politics, economics, and social theory. The Industrial Revolution and Capitalism. Marx's work was deeply influenced by the Industrial Revolution and the rise of capitalism in Europe. He saw capitalism as a system in which the exploitation of workers was inherent, and that the economic forces of capitalism would ultimately lead to its downfall. The impact of Hegel's philosophy on Marx. Marx was also deeply influenced by the philosophy of Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. Hegelian philosophy emphasized the role of contradictions and the way they were resolved in the course of historical development. Marx adapted this idea, applying it to his materialist analysis of history. Examining the relationship between dialectics and materialism. Materialist conception of history. Marx's materialist conception of history emphasizes the role of economic and social conditions in shaping historical development. He saw history as a series of class struggles, with the economic relations between classes being the driving force of change. The role of contradictions in dialectics. Dialectics emphasizes the role of contradictions in historical change. Marx saw class struggle as a central contradiction of capitalist society, which would ultimately lead to the overthrow of the capitalist system. The unity of opposites. The unity of opposites is a central concept in dialectics. It recognizes that opposing ideas and forces are interconnected and that there is a constant process of change and development. The role of dialectics in Marx's analysis of history. The development of societies and classes. Marx's analysis of history focuses on the development of societies and classes. He argued that each society was characterized by a dominant mode of production and that the struggle between classes was the driving force of historical change. The historical process of dialectical change. Marx saw historical development as a dialectical process that involved the resolution of contradictions. He believed that the ultimate resolution of the contradictions of capitalism would lead to the establishment of a socialist society. The theory of surplus value. The theory of surplus value is a key concept in Marx's analysis of capitalism. It describes how capitalists extract value from workers by paying them less than the value of the goods they produce. Marx saw this as a fundamental contradiction of capitalist society that would ultimately lead to its downfall. Key concepts of dialectical materialism. Dialectical materialism is a philosophical approach that combines the principles of dialectics and materialism to form a critical framework for understanding history, society, and change. The three laws of dialectics. The three laws of dialectics are central to the philosophy of dialectical materialism. These laws include the law of change, the law of contradiction, and the law of the unity of opposites. The law of change asserts that everything is in constant motion and change. The law of contradiction states that everything contains within it contradictions and opposing forces. The law of the unity of opposites maintains that these contradictory forces are interconnected and interdependent. The concept of praxis. The concept of praxis is an important aspect of dialectical materialism. It refers to the combination of theoretical thought and practical action, and the idea that knowledge and action are inextricably linked. Praxis emphasizes the role of the individual in creating change and encourages the active participation of people in creating a better society. The materialist conception of the state. The materialist conception of the state is a key concept in dialectical materialism. It asserts that the state is a product of the material conditions of society and serves the interests of the ruling class. The state is seen as a tool for maintaining the status quo and suppressing dissent, rather than a neutral entity that serves the interests of all members of society. The application of dialectical materialism in contemporary times. Dialectical materialism has continued to have relevance in contemporary times. Here are some ways in which it has been applied. Dialectical materialism and social movements. Dialectical materialism has been influential in many social movements, particularly those seeking to achieve greater social justice and equality. Social movements influenced by dialectical materialism emphasize the importance of collective action and the role of the oppressed in bringing about change. Dialectical materialism and environmentalism. Dialectical materialism has also been utilized in environmentalism. Some environmentalists have taken up the principles of dialectical materialism to understand the relationships between humans and nature, and to develop strategies for creating more sustainable societies. Applying dialectical materialism to current political issues. Some contemporary Marxist theorists have applied dialectical materialism to current political issues, such as the rise of neoliberalism and the global expansion of capitalism. These analyses highlight the contradictions and paradoxes of contemporary capitalist societies, and argue for the need to develop alternative, more equitable economic systems. Critiques and debates about dialectical materialism. While dialectical materialism continues to be influential, it has also faced critiques and debates. Here are some of the key issues. Criticisms of dialectical materialism. Critics of dialectical materialism argue that it is reductionist, deterministic, and overly focused on economic factors. They also criticize its historical record, citing instances of authoritarianism and oppression associated with Marxist regimes that were influenced by dialectical materialism. Debates within Marxist theory. There have also been debates within Marxist theory about the applicability of dialectical materialism to different historical contexts. Some argue that its principles are universal, while others contend that they are specific to certain historical moments. The relevance of dialectical materialism today. There is ongoing discussion about the relevance of dialectical materialism in contemporary times. Some argue that it remains an important tool for understanding and analyzing social and economic relations, while others maintain that other theoretical frameworks may be more useful in addressing current political issues. Conclusion: the significance of dialectical materialism for Marxist theory and practice. Despite its critiques and debates, dialectical materialism remains a significant framework for Marxist theory and practice. The importance of dialectics in Marxist theory. The principles of dialectics, including the laws of change and contradiction, are central to Marxist theory. Dialectics provides a method for understanding the interrelationships between different forces and systems. The practical applications of dialectical materialism. Dialectical materialism has been applied in a range of contexts, from social movements to environmentalism to critical analysis of political and economic systems. Its emphasis on praxis and collective action has been influential in many movements for social change. The future of dialectical materialism. The future of dialectical materialism is uncertain, but it is likely to continue to be a significant aspect of Marxist theory and practice. As Marxist theorists grapple with contemporary political issues, dialectical materialism may continue to provide a critical framework for understanding social, economic, and political relations. In conclusion, dialectical materialism remains an influential and controversial concept in Marxist theory. While it has been the subject of critique and debate, it continues to provide a framework for understanding the world and the forces that shape it. By combining dialectics and materialism, it offers insights into historical change, social structures, and the contradictions inherent in capitalist societies. Its practical applications, from social movements to environmentalism, demonstrate that it remains relevant today. Ultimately, dialectical materialism is a reminder of the continued relevance of Marxist theory in our understanding of the world. Thanks for joining with us.